Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Regular viewers will know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking a brief look at an adapter basically. It's the Nikon FTZ adapter, which enables you to mount Nikon, well not just Nikon, but other brand F mount lenses onto the Nikon Z mount bodies, because the actual size of the mount is completely different. It's much bigger. Obviously the Z mount cameras are mirrorless, where the F mount are DSLRs, so the actual lens design is different. But this is the actual adapter mounted on my Z6. So you can see, let's just take this lens off. Actually, let's take the lens off the that's an F mount lens. Which one's that? That's the 18 to 35. Absolutely crystal sharp, pin sharp lens, gorgeous lens. And that is the actual adapter. So it's not a very big adapter. No glass in it. It's not a booster. What do we call it? Like Metabones make speed booster adapter. It is purely adapts the electronics and the size of a mount from F mount to Z mount. So that's the F mount aperture and that's the Z mount. You can see it's a lot bigger. So you basically mount the adapter onto the camera body, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. Basically, effectively what it's doing is increasing the flange distance between the rear element of the lens and the actual sensor, because on a DSLR, because of a mirror box, there's quite a big distance between the rear element of the lens and the actual sensor, so you have to create that distance, and Nikon have made this FTZ adapter to be able to do that. And it retains all the electronics, so your aperture control, metering, autofocus, everything is actually retained through the electronics of the lens to the camera body. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. And it works really well. Now it has got one niggling fault that other reviewers have actually picked out. The tripod mount on the actual adapter, they have put a tripod mount on the adapter, which is great because that relieves any pressure on the mount of the body, because the actual adapter's taken the weight of the lens, which is really good. But you won't be able to see that clearly, even whatever angle I get it at. But the actual tripod mount is lower than the base of the actual camera body, and that's really annoying when you've got tripod plates on, because when you've got like a Manfrotto plate on, which is quite deep, you won't be able to get the lenses off, because as you turn the adapter, it hits the tripod plate. It's really bleeding annoying. I didn't think it would be, but the other day I had the camera mounted on tripod. I wanted to put a Z mount lens on, so I had to take the adapter off, but I couldn't because it was hitting against the camera body, so you have to dismantle everything. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but other than that, the adapter is very light, not very heavy at all, and it enables you to mount all these fantastic F mount lenses on your Z mount camera, Z camera, be it the Z6 or the Z7, and any future Z cameras that they're going to bring out. And the Z6 24 megapixel sensor, full frame, fantastic results. And I have found in my experience, I've got loads of F mount lenses. I've got the F85, the Nikon, what was that? That's for 24 to 120. I think that's for 24 to 120. Yeah, brilliant lens. That's one of my favourite lenses actually. It is bulky and it is heavy, but it's not mega heavy. But you know you got it, but it's a lovely lens. And I've got an even heavier lens, which I don't use now, which is the Tokina 16 to 28. And I've got the Tamron 70 to 300, and that's my Nikon Z mount lens. So that is, so on here at the moment, I've got the 16 to 35, and this adapter works really well. The autofocus is great. The exposure, everything else works fine. I do find on some lenses though, it is noisy. When I say noisy, the autofocus motor is noisy, and you can hear it clunking and whirring away. Now, that will be, you know, a disadvantage for some people. I can see that, you know, particularly for video. For photography, I can't see it makes naff all difference really, but for video, it might be a little bit irritating, particularly if you've got a gun mic on the camera and you're filming video. The gun mic absolutely will pick up the noise of a motor. What I have found with using this adapter, you can pick up some really good value Nikon full frame FX mount lenses at fantastic prices. I mean, this 85mm, I got it used and I got it for 270 quid. 270 quid for a lens of this standard is phenomenal. And I think that's a great thing, but I'm not so sure Nikon are even promoting that as well as they could do. But you can mount, it's not only about mounting F-mount lenses, the value of these F-mount lenses, and also it becomes even more exceptional value when you look at all these lenses I've got here, bloody hell. When you know that F-mount, a lot of these F-mount lenses don't have to be Nikon made. You know, for example, I've got a Tamron one here. And I picked this up for, well, next to nothing. Well, I say next to nothing, a couple of hundred quid, 250 again, something like that, you know. 70 to 300. It's got image stabilization. It's got, what do they call it? VR, no, I don't know, VC something or other, I don't know. But nice lens, really nice, and it is pretty sharp. It didn't tag sharp, but it's, you know, it's pretty good. It extends quite a bit. So, you know, I weren't going to, well, there isn't a Z mount lens that actually covers that range, but I only bought it just to play with, but I can mount that one on here. I hate lens caps. I can mount that one on here and it works absolutely fine. It does occasionally, the camera body will lock up, you know, and you know, come up with a few error messages, but it's very rare. And you just hit the shutter button, that resets it. Where's the mark? Is that the mark? So now I've got not too bad a weight actually. It's not too bad. I've got a nice Tamron 70 to 300 fitted. So yeah, it works absolutely fine. You heard it then actually. It didn't lock up, but the I don't know what it is, there's something internal in the lens, it causes a little bit of a flutter, but it still works and you're getting some really nice sharp images. So, you know, it will adapt not just Nikon lenses, but some of these older Tamron, Tokina. I would be a little bit nervous with Sigma. I've tried 2 Sigma lenses and they didn't work. They weren't the art lenses, they were just the DG HSM lenses. So I would definitely say, you know, check them out first if you can before you buy them, or buy them from somewhere where you know you can send it back if it doesn't work. But certainly Nikon lenses, and it seems Tamron and Tokina seem to work fine. But the Nikon ones work the best because obviously they are Nikon lenses. But yeah, here we go. That's the Nikon FTZ adapter. Nothing really much more to say about it because it really does, in a nutshell, adapt old, not old, but Nikon, I don't know why I say old, because they're still current, but Nikon F mount lenses to Z mount bodies. You can adapt also the Nikon DX lenses for the Z mount bodies. I think that's a bit pointless because you'll be working in APS-C crop mode, so the resolution goes right down. The really nice thing with this camera and the Z7 as well, I can force it into DX mode and get another 1.5 crop. Not particularly useful for 70 to 300 that's on here, because that would make that something like 100 to 420, something like that. But kind of useful for the 16 to 35, and certainly great for video. Because obviously it doesn't matter about the APS-C crop, or in Sony terms they would call that super 35mm mode. But yeah, so there we go. That's the Nikon Z mount. Z mount. Oh, Gordon Bennett. The Nikon Z mount adapter. I've been watching far too many YouTube videos and people calling it the Z mount. I gotta stop calling it the Z mount. It's the Z mount. Z mount adapter. And I'm using it on a daily basis, particularly with two lenses I'm using it with. The Nikon 85mm, which is, as I say, my standard portrait studio lens, because the bokeh on that is gorgeous, and for focus, it holds it. These Z6s are brilliant for holding focus and locking that focus in. I'm enjoying that so much more than the Fujis. Although the Fujis are really good cameras, but I'm also using it extensively, which I've just bought, the Nikon 16 to 35. See, now that retails now in the UK for around the 800 quid mark, because Nikon are doing summer deals, instant savings. But the Z mount one is going to cost around about 1250. So, you know, it's not quite double the price, but it's a lot more money. That's bulkier for sure, but the results it produces are outstanding. The Z mount lenses are definitely fantastic, and they are more compact. When you look at that, let's take that off and stick a Z mount lens on. That is definitely more compact than, so that's for 24 to 70. That is definitely more compact than, say, using the adapter with, the closest I got to that would be the, which one is it, 24, is it that one? No, not, that's heavy. That's 16 to 28, Tokine is this one. That's more compact than using this 24 to 120. But this 24 to 120 has got a slightly better range, you know, quite a bit better range. It depends really, doesn't it? You're adding bulk by using the F mount lenses, but you're adding convenience and you're saving on money. So, you know, but the choice is there, and that's what's great. Also, there are going to be people that are, it could be, I could call it upgrading, but they might be taking a sidestep. So they might have a D850, D810, D610, whatever, and want to complement it with one of the Z cameras. Well, isn't that fantastic? With one little adapter, you can still retain all your same lenses. I know that's what the big selling point of the Z cameras were, but that's basically, you know, as I said earlier, that is basically the adapter. You know, it's not big, it's not heavy at all. So there's no glass in it, you know. So yeah, great piece of kit if you've got the old F mount bodies. I keep saying old, they're not old, they're current, you know, like the amazing D850. So yeah, thanks for watching. I waffled on a bit there, but I think I got there in the end. Thanks for watching. Hope you like these videos and you enjoy the channel. If you do, please hit the subscribe button, and if you like the content, please, you know, click on like. That would be fantastic. I am offering a deal at the moment. If you're interested in photo editing software and you haven't tried Luminar 3 yet, give it a go. I've got a link to a free download for the trial version here. Follow the link, and if you do decide to buy it, use the coupon code AVP to get $10 off. I'm using it all the time. It's a great bit of software, so give it a try. And if there is any of these products that you do fancy buying, follow my Amazon links down below. Again, Amazon prices are great, reliable company, and I earn a few pennies commission, and that helps me grow the channel. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoy this. Stay tuned for future videos relating to video and photography and a bit of audio. Thanks very much. Bye.